here on PrizePicks for Saturday, May 27th. Before I get started, link is in the description below. You can sign up for PrizePicks or you can use promo code TUFF, 100% deposit match there. Discord link in the description, main server completely free. We also have the Patreon link in there as well. Again, I'm not a gambling expert, not financial advice. These are simply just plays I'm personally looking at making, hopefully giving you guys some insight and analysis for you to make your own player prop decisions. Again, no one's pressing submit on those parlays other than yourself. But yeah, let's get into it, you guys. I got two plays from this game here. Let's not waste any time. Let's go. The first one is going to be Jimmy Butler over 50.5 fantasy. I think there's just no scenario where Jimmy Butler doesn't perform in this game at home in a game 6. They do not want to go back to Boston for a game 7 here. Jimmy has hit the over on this now 2 games of the 5 games in this series. I mean, he would have hit in this one, I'd say. He blowout, and then 51.3 would have been the over here on this one. So I like Jimmy Butler tonight in this game for a few reasons. We take a look at Jimmy Butler's fantasy score game log this season, including the playoffs. Pretty much any game that he's played extreme amount of minutes. Now, this game does have a 3-point spread, so I'm expecting it to be pretty close. We've seen Jimmy go for 66.5, 57.6, and 51.3 in the 3 overs that he's had. But if we say logging 40+ minutes, I mean, this has just an extremely high hit rate for, a player that's going to see 40+ minutes in this matchup. I can see him playing obviously close to 48. He's only got under this 3 times this season when he plays 40+ minutes here. We take a look at Jimmy Butler per 36 minutes over his last 10 games at home. He's seeing a 31.5% usage rate, 47.7 fantasy points per 36 minutes, which is a 1.3 fantasy points per minute average for Jimmy Butler. We take a look at now his game log this season against Boston. He's gone over 50.5 fantasy 4 of 7 games now. Again, like I said, when he sees 40+ minutes, the hit rate is just way too high for Jimmy Butler. He should come out playing extremely aggressive offensively. We don't know what the status of Gabe Vincent is going to be here, but we take a look at Jimmy Butler's PRA odds. I mean, it's at over 41.5, minus 145 to go over 41.5 PRA here. I mean, when Jimmy Butler goes over 41.5 PRA, combining that with his stock potential of blocks and steals, I love this play from Jimmy Butler. Don't want to overthink it. 50.5 fantasy, way too low for a player like Jimmy Butler in a closeout game at home in the playoffs with the trip to the finals on the line. Again, there's a link at the top of this video. You can sign up for Outlier 7-day free trial by using the link at the top of this video description. All right, so the second play here that I'm targeting is going to be Jason Tatum. Again, just another superstar here in a crucial must-win game. I like his over 52.5. Just keeping it simple here for this one. We look at Jason Tatum's fantasy score game log this season, including the playoffs when he plays 40+ minutes. The hit rate for this is extremely high as well. I mean, we're looking at he's only gotten under 50 fantasy points in 6 games when he plays 40+ minutes. Pretty much throughout the playoffs when he plays 40+ minutes, he's only got under this once against Miami, where he just didn't really have the peripheral stats, only 1 assist, but those peripheral stats have been there over the last 3 games: 13-8, 11-7, 8-11 assists RA. He's had at least 15 RA in his last 3 games against Miami. In that must-win game against Miami, at Miami, he had 60.7 fantasy. He played 42 minutes and was extremely aggressive, right? We just need Jason Tatum to be extremely aggressive. He's over 46.5 PRA at minus 120, minus 130 on FanDuel. And I mean, when Jason Tatum goes over, 47 PRA, I mean, we're getting only a 5-point difference between his PRA and his fantasy score. Right, 5.5-point difference. So when that happens, I always like to pivot and take fantasy score here. He's averaging 47.6 fantasy per 36 minutes for 1.3 fantasy points per minute over his last 11 games on the road here. And then we take a look at Jason Tatum's fantasy score game log in elimination games in his career on the road. Look at the hit rate, guys. He's only missed in 2 games. He's gone over in 6 of 8 games when he's on the road in an elimination game in the playoffs. It should be Jason Tatum time. It should be Jimmy Butler time. I'm not overthinking these two. These are the 2 plays for this YouTube video. It's going to be Jimmy Butler over 50.5 fantasy, Jason Tatum over 52.5 fantasy score. I would play Jimmy Butler to 51 fantasy, and I don't think Jason Tatum's going to bump. So again, let me know in the comments below how you guys feel about these plays. Drop a like, hit that subscribe button, and as always, let's cash.